source of inspiration and uplifting content? Log on to praiseindy.com for your all things positive.
I moved that way. Let's move it over.
I'm sorry.
You're on the go.
I just want to make sure you see.
How do I turn this down?
Gospel music, community
Down, I think.
inspirational stories that touch the heart.
that?
Don't miss our Listen Live feature. Now available.
Oh,
way over
okay.
here.
It's-
Just went out.
Gospel music and
No, no, no. You were your phone.
Yeah, we
15
did.
seconds. Stand by.
anytime. Spirit. Share
Okay.
the part of something special. Visit us online today. Praiseindy.com. That's praiseindy.com.
The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views of Radio WTLC 1310, 95.1 FM, and its management.
All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Unity in the Community. We're downtown Indianapolis, beautiful city of Indianapolis. A little cold day, but it's a really nice day. Partly cloudy, skies are blue. Hopefully, you're enjoying your time somewhere. Get outside and just enjoy the outdoors as much as you can. Temperatures are rising, and next week we might even see some 50-degree weather. How about that?
All right.
Welcome
Yay.
to the program, AM 1310 95.1. The Light. You can also watch us streaming. You can see who's saying what they're saying on this afternoon, on this Saturday afternoon, by going to AM 1310 Praise Indy Facebook page, also my Facebook page, James Jackson, and my YouTube channel, James William Jackson. So we are streaming on 3 different platforms, and we are transmitting over 2 frequencies. And I think you're going to really enjoy what we have for you on today. 317-972-3008, 317-972-3008. Again, that's 317-972-3008 is the number that you will need to be able to connect to the show on today. I'm also privileged to have co-hosting with me on this afternoon. He really needs no introduction, Dr. Wayne Moore. Welcome to the program.
Hey, my friend, how are you? You doing all right?
Doing good, doing real good. And glad to have you here. Some amazing things are taking place over at the Olivet Missionary Baptist Church with a capacity crowd on this past week. In fact, we're still in the week.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was the other day, that on Thursday,
Yeah.
that this was going on. We're going to talk about that later in the show. In our first segment, we have some wonderful guests to talk about some long-term results that you can get when it comes to your health. And we've been telling you that you are your best healthcare provider. According to the AARP, doctors are quitting the profession. Where does that leave you? And cost for Medicare, medical care, and different things like that are going up. We don't know what will happen with Medicaid, Medicare, and all that. Maybe they'll keep it, maybe they won't. But we are advocates for taking your health into your own hands, taking care of yourself. And we've got some folks here who are going to be talking about that. And I think you're going to really, really enjoy it. Dr. Moore, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing extremely well, man. Happy to be with you today.
Yeah, you look great. You
Well,
posted something about your health
yeah, I did, man. My A1,
this week, right?
yeah, A1C is down to about 5.7. Still losing a little weight. I'm grateful for that.
Wow.
Just enjoying life. I got to slim down to fight the fight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I got to do it, man. To fight the fight. I got to stay around here, man. People wanting me to die, but I want to live.
And you're looking good. And I'm just glad that you're able to get out here and just to have a wonderful time that we have and to share the information with our community. So many people out here fighting for the people. Certainly you're one of them, and all the different things that you do in our community, school board member, president of the Baptist Ministers Alliance, which is a historic Black civic agency here in the city of Indianapolis, senior pastor there at Olivet Missionary Baptist Church, 35 years. We were talking about that.
Going into 35 years. And let me say this, the ladies who wear red and white today, they just won the semi. today. The Pike ladies, congratulations to them. So they'll be playing again tonight.
Mhm.
And so hopefully they can bring home another trophy in 3 weeks. That'd be great.
Congratulations.
And you're a hype man.
I'm a Crispus Attucks man. I have two high schools in which, two districts in which I support heavily. It is IPS district and Pike Township, because I live in Pike Township. I love Pike Township, and I'm a product of public education.
Outstanding.
All right.
All right, y'all. We want to get right into it with our guests. I think we may have another call coming in about some things that's going to be going on here in the city of Indianapolis too, here in just a little bit. But I want to welcome to the studio Yvette Williams. Thank you for being here today.
And thank you, Pastor, so much for having us here to share this nanotechnology in the realm of regenerative health and wellness with our communities. It is a much needed conversation to be had, and I just thank you for having us on your platform today.
You're welcome. I absolutely love and have a passion for health and wellness and people living a wellness-focused lifestyle. And I was talking about the AARP, which when I was in my 30s, they were after me.
Yes.
And I resented that, having AARP stuff in the mail with my name on it. And of course, after I turned 50, I capitulated, and now I'm a member. And I started reading their material, which there's a Black woman who's leading that now. She just got the role. I would love to have her come on the show, but she's leading that now. And there's all kind of good stuff in there.
Absolutely.
A lot. And those of you who would, get the AARP stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in there that's going to help you. There's discounts for seniors. Seniors are going to be the largest demographic by 2030, which is just around the corner. And I'm so happy that we have folks like Yvette Williams. Also, I want to welcome to the studio Mike Collins, which I've known him for quite some time. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for having us, Pastor.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
And I see you working out on Facebook.
All the time. The older you get, the more maintenance it takes.
Yeah. So thank you. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say also. So please be sure to share this with your networks and audiences. We want to get this out to as many people as we can. Yvette, you mentioned nano. So you're talking about some fitness and wellness in the technology area. Kind of unfold what that means, and you've got this beautiful X39 long-term results banner behind you, and there's a book that we're going to be talking about. So let's get it in.
Yes, well, nanotechnology just means that the stem cell technology that we're here to speak about is just very micro, about the less than the size of the pinpoint of that ink pen is the technology that are in these patches. Actually, LifeWave is a 20-year company. Inventor scientist David Schmidt, he started his journey with the government. They commissioned him to make a all natural wearable technology for the Navy SEALs to keep them woke for 36 hours without any chemicals or additives, just to keep them woke naturally. And after he created that in 2004, he had an aha moment. He said, everything basically living and breathing needs this technology to realize their potential in regenerative health and wellness to keep everyone healthy and well naturally. So he started on his endeavor to go and see how to invent a stem cell patch that allows our body naturally by phototherapy or photobiomodulation, by allowing our bodies through just a specific coded wavelengths of light to wake up our body, to wake up a specific copper peptide called a GHC copper peptide that tells
KC.
GHKCU copper peptide.
Mhm.
That tells our stem cells to wake up, elevate, and rejuvenate and wake up our own body stem cells. So it is a very wearable technology, a very cost-effective technology to wake up our own body's healing mechanism to help us heal and recover completely natural. Because I don't know if a whole lot of people know, but at the age of 30, 50% of our own body stem cells are dormant. And at age 60, we have less than 10% of our own body's natural healing mechanisms that are viable. Over 90% of our stem cells are dormant by the time we reach 60.
Can
So,
I say something?
Yeah.
You know, even at my age, I never heard. I've been to the doctor a million times and never told me anything about my stem cells. You know, and so, but what they've done, God's given us a look under the hood to see what really the mechanisms that keep us repaired and rejuvenated. And we found that stem cells are so important in our health. When we are young, we have trillions of stem cells, and that's why when we fall and we break a bone, it heals in 3 weeks. But as we get older, and the doctor never tells you that as you age, your stem cells are exhausted and you don't have as much stem cell activity. So Dr. Smith, he began to research stem cells. He started stem cell research in 2008. And there's a doctor called Lauren Picard, and he realized back in 73 that if he could raise your GHK copper peptide, that peptide, that it would regenerate or start to bring your stem cells back online, because we know that we have stem cells, and they know that stem cells help regenerate the body. As a matter of fact, a lot of athletes, a lot of people that have a lot of money, they go and have stem cell therapy at the stem cell injection. Okay. As a matter of fact, I was in this book by Tony Robbins called Life Force. In chapter 2, it talks about stem cells extensively, but it mentions several people that have had stem cell injections, like Tiger Woods, Rafael Nadal, Ronaldo. We know Kobe Bryant has stem cell. So they would go overseas because stem cell therapy was kind of frowned upon in the United States, but they go to Puerto Rico and different places and they get stem cell therapy or stem cell injection. I think Peyton Manning had stem cell injection for his back. So we know that stem cells help to regenerate the body.
Right.
But what we didn't know is that we could regenerate some of those dormant stem cells that we still have in our body. And that's what Dr. Smith, that it took him 10 years to come up with a way to regenerate our own stem cells. And that's why we see the results we see: energy, wound healing, better sleep, all kinds of things begin to happen when we raise that the stem cell activity in our body.
So this product, the X39 or LifeWave X39, what is it? What's in it?
Well, there's nothing actually in it. Okay, here's the thing. This is what interested me in this whole thing, is that it uses light. Okay, it uses light, and you know, in the beginning, God said, "Let there be what?
Light.
Light." And we don't know what's all in the light, but we know light helps produce fruit, vegetables, and everything we see on the earth, and it also is the energy source of the earth, of the planet. But what we're going to see is more and more, I believe, in the future, from my studies and everything, that like Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, you got to look at energy, you got to look at frequency, you got to look at vibration. And so that's the technology that's coming through right now. They finding out they can do so much with light and sound. They can even do surgery with sound. So that's what's the patch reflects light. That's what it does. It actually reflects the light, the infrared light coming from your body. The infrared has a healing effect. You know, you can go to infrared saunas. I know San Francisco 49ers have infrared beds in their locker room. So what they're finding out is that there's so much that you can do with light, infrared light. It reduces inflammation. That's the main thing, because you can reduce pain if you can reduce the inflammation. So that's that's one of the things that this patch does. But it uses light, and that's the source. There's no medicine, no stimulus, nothing in the patch. And that's what interested me most about this whole company.
So both of you all wear the patch?
Every day.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of what's in the patch is hydrogen molecules, sodium, and amino
So there's
acids.
something in it.
There is because that's what's activated in the patch that sends that ray of light back into our body to send that signal up to the brain that says, hey, this patch is coded to elevate the GHK-Cu copper peptide. When that copper peptide is elevated, it nudges those stem cells to say, hey, it's time for you to wake up, elevate, reactivate, and get back in the game that God created you to do, is to help our body heal and recover naturally from disease, trauma, and illness.
So do you wear your body where the light can hit it?
Well, the light is all over your body because we're a big bundle.
It shines so the light, so the rays of light go through your clothes to activate the patch.
Let me explain. What that patch does, at the nano is nano crystals that are in the patch that reflect the
The light.
light. The light comes from your own
Right.
body.
Mm.
It
So-
reflects the infrared. If you are out in the dark, they can find you because you're
Yeah, you're radiating heat.
The
you're
ultraviolet light is
So-
coming from your body.
all this patch does is like a mirror and reflects the light back into your body. Now, this company was really big in Japan. They understand it because it hits some of your acupressure points and things, acupressure points and things like that. And that's what activates, see, when you take a drug or a stimulant or anything, it's got to go down your throat, in your mouth, down your esophagus, in your stomach, into your bloodstream, through your liver. This light goes right into your body. Okay. So it goes right into your body. The Japanese understood it. That's why they were the biggest country before the United States. They understand some of the things that we don't understand in Western medicine. But all this uses is light.
All right. Joyce, welcome to the program. Joyce?
Heal ourselves naturally. It's mind over matter. For real though. And then when you start getting under all these pharmaceuticals, that's their business, making money. But beyond that, the light is the sun. And I don't know why you would need a machine, but these shots they give you, you don't know what they injected you with or how they're affecting your system, but if you use your brain, but not to say that you are. But I'm on no medication, nor have I ever been. And just recently, with these balls that have been rolling in, I've been getting congested in the head. All that I said, oh Lord, let me not go out when this fog is out here. It's like something from the plague years. Anywho, once in 2017, they arrested me for a traffic ticket, took me to jail, and told me I could not be with me until they injected me with something. I now have something under my skin. I'm like, whoa, I don't get shots. So that's the only thing I contracted to 2017 when they was rounding people up about around election time. Yeah, and arresting you for no good reason and hold you for.
All right, Joyce, thank you for your comment and your call. You too. Stay healthy. All right. Stay healthy, stay warm. We gotta take a quick break. We'll be back after these messages.
Shepherd here to talk about Black Health. You know what I love about us? Everything. From science to the arts, we are leading the way, but we are falling behind in vaccine. Pneumococcal vaccination rates are lower among
I
Black
wanted to,
adults
I
and white
wanted to,
adults.
I wanted to piggyback off of what she said.
The CDC recommends vaccination if you're 19 or older with
Yeah,
diabetes.
just you can
Like
see on
you're
there.
also at research.
Yes, she's gone.
I'm just messing around.
Vaccination rates too. Learn more at
I
That's it.
Chat GPT.
I'll get it.
Listen to
We'll talk.
Chat GPT all day.
Really?
Oh, we all do.
Yeah.
It's on iPhone now.
Nanotechnology.
bringing fresh produce and grocery staples directly to your neighborhood.
This is a patented, this is a patented technology. He has a patent. He's got 150, huh?
Let me see.
Yeah. Just peel the back off of it. We're gonna give you some. Just try.
Okay.
And there's no side effects or anything like that, because there's nothing in it. It's just mirrors the light from your body.
It's nothing in it but what's already in our body. Hydrogen, sodium, and amino acids. Nothing.
Yeah, but it's nothing going from this path
No.
into your body.
That's the light source.
Yeah.
That's the radioactive light source. That's all that is. There's no chemicals going through your body.
So there's no chemical in here, or is there?
None.
Because you were saying there's something in here.
Yeah, but you feel the filament in here, that those crystals.
Well, you were saying there was some kind of a mineral in it.
This amino acid, sodium, and hydrogen, and that's what gives the patch the
So
mirror.
there's amino acids.
That's what gives the patch the mirrored effect.
Yeah.
So when our body heats up, it hits those amino acids and things and mirrors back into our body. That gives the patch the mirror effect.
Okay.
But there's nothing going in our body.
Non-transdermal.
A lot of people might not know what that means.
All right. Welcome back to Unity in the Community, 317-972-3008. If you have questions for our guest, Yvette Williams, Mike Collins, they are here to answer questions about this new technology. And you're probably going to hear a lot about health and wellness as we move forward into the future. You've got holistic healers, you've got the herbalist who are out talking about the herbs, especially on social media, that are good for your body, vegetables, all these kinds of things that our bodies need. And of course, if you didn't know, our bodies do not produce the 9 essential amino acids that we need on its own. And we have to get that from vegetables and fruits and legumes and herbs. And our guests today are introducing a patch here that will also help activate those essential amino acids in our bodies and increase some copper peptide that you need to get your stem cells going in the right direction. So we were talking about this off air. And how long do you have to wear it before you get results?
You wear it for 12 hours on, 12 hours off. But some people, or what we call a one patch wonder, which means they put on one patch and, inflammation goes down, pain goes away, that kind of thing. But most of the time, if you wear it consistently for about 12 days, you're going to see some results. Now, personally, I started wearing it. I was feeling great. I started feeling really energetic and everything. And first I thought it was all in my head, but then when I checked my I checked my numbers every day, I noticed that my numbers were going down. And I said, well, all that other stuff is subjective, but numbers don't lie. So that's when I decided to get involved. I know Yvette's got a powerful testimony herself, but to answer your question, you wear it, consistently for, we have a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you wear it for 30 days, you don't see any measurable results, then you get your money back. But everybody has positive results if they wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off, drink plenty of fluid and drink plenty of water. And they see awesome results. I mean, my strength, my stamina, I can go to the gym. I can go to the gym today. I can go to the gym tomorrow. Things I couldn't do before. After I wore this patch for about, let me tell you a little bit about my story. December, Christmas 23, I was laying on the couch. I was on the couch, couldn't do anything. My grandkids came over. My back was all messed up and I could hardly walk. And I started using these patches. I always say, sometimes you pray 911 prayers. We have emergencies. Sometimes a lot of young people don't remember this, but we have 411. That's where you get the information. So, but anyway, I prayed, and this technology came to me from a friend of mine in Atlanta. I start wearing these patches. In about 3 or 4 weeks, I ran my first. I ran a 5K race in the Mini 500. From where I was feeling that well, and my back wasn't hurting. They told me stop lifting weights, and you see me on Facebook. I'm lifting weights every day, and so it just regenerated my body, and I just feel great. And I hear people say they feel 10 years younger, 5 years younger, um, just doing things they haven't done in a long time.
Outstanding. Yvette, you got a banner back here. Talk to us about what's on here.
Well, the banner just tells you the value added and the effects of wearing the stem cell patches. So in the next few days, in the first few days, you have 4,000 genes that are resetting to a younger state. 6 weeks, brain becomes coherent, and that was the struggle I had with long haul COVID. I've been a nurse for 34 years, bedside nurse for 30 years. I was displaced from nursing at the bedside because I could not concentrate. I could not focus. My migraines took a 10x on me and end up having to get Botox injections every 3 months in my scalp. And then that caused some other problems. And so I decided, of course, to look for a natural source because my medications tripled. And I had to get another medication because this medication was doing something that my body said, no, this is not going to work. Long story short, brain coherence came back. I was able to focus. I didn't have to keep going checking my doors to make sure, they were locked. I got a lot of focus back, with my mind, which health and wellness has been a passion. That's what I do. That is my chosen profession in life. But when I could find a natural resource to help me rebuild and regroup naturally, that is the route that I needed to take to get some quality of life back because I struggled with deep depression, wouldn't get out of bed for weeks at a time. I mean, my brain was impacted. That was the thing that was impacted the most for me. With COVID, a long haul COVID, and I suffered for almost 3.5 years with systemic issues from long haul COVID, and I just couldn't get well. And when I went to Carmel, they told me stem cell injections would be $7,500, only local effects, no guarantees.
So they recommended stem cell injections.
I recommended because I knew the value that stem cells. I mean, we've been doing bone marrow transplants forever for acutely ill people that suffer from blood disease and leukemias.
Right.
So, I mean, we already knew the value of the stem cells. We didn't have the capacity or the financial means to be able to tap into that technology and get our own stem cells woke up and reactivated naturally until now.
Well, most people don't have a clue what stem cells are, period.
Absolutely.
I want to go to Bob here. Hey, Bob, welcome to the program. He's here.
Hello, Bob. How are you?
That's right.
Absolutely. No chemicals. Sir, this is a natural health and wellness technology. There are no chemicals going into your body from that patch. It's completely non-transdermal. And that patch is only the specific wavelength pathway to get out the stem cells and the GHKCU copper peptide to elevate. So the patch is just the light pathway.
The only side effect I have is I feel like I'm 30 years old. No, there's no side effects because there's no medication. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you get it all the time, every day. Well, God gave us our own stem cells, but when you're getting them from an outside source, yeah, there is there. Okay.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. And Yvette, Mike, thank you all for coming in and this first segment and sharing this with us. We appreciate it so much. Any closing thoughts to our listening audience?
My closing thought is that we all know bad in, bad out. And what we put in our bodies damage our cells at the stem cell level, at every level. And so the fact that we have a patented technology, natural technology that will allow us to tap back into our bodies, which is the way God created us to help us heal and recover completely natural, is a paradigm shift in the realm of natural regenerative health and wellness. The controversy with stem cells, multi-leveled, but the beauty of this is there's no controversy about waking up your own body stem cells because you're not getting embryonic stem cells from anybody or any of those controversial topics. You are just allowing your own body to wake up and reactivate the way God intended us because we are the most miraculous bioelectrical creation in the world because God created us and God created us with everything we need to help us heal, regenerate, and recover naturally from disease, trauma, illness, free radicals, the whole gamut. God gave us everything we need.
Thank you.
I just want to say, I know all the technology and everything, but the thing is, you just gotta try it. Try it for yourself, because it can get pretty technical. But if you try it, and we give out samples
How can folks reach you?
periodically. You can reach me if I'm allowed to give my phone number. It's 317 332-9391. 317-332-9391. They call me Uncle Mike.
All right, thank you all for coming. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more after this.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, thank you all for coming.
Okay.
And what was your name?
Pastor Moore. I remember him.
Thank you.
We got to transition really quick here. We got one more segment to do.
Okay. One thing. Did you have some package for the pastor?
I got this one right here.
Okay. I'm gonna give you, let's see.
If you give Pastor some, I will share some with Doctor.
Thank you.
Now, how much do these usually cost?
I know you can.
$100 for a 30-day supply.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can put them
There are
like-
so many doctors in every room of
Back
practice.
to your neck.
on the back of your neck on your C7 is a good place to put it.
Okay.
Put it on your shoulder. It's systemic, so it goes throughout your body.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yvette, thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
For allowing me
Thank
to
you, Uncle
come.
Mike.
Okay. no problem.
Patches.
I'll
Anywhere that you're having
Brother,
a
man,
few pain because
Yes, sir.
they put it at that source.
Wayne is a good friend.
You can put them in, but you.
Lady, yes, sir. How long you doing?
He's good. I'm talking to him in a minute. Just talked to Renee today.
Okay.
Reggie's wife.
Next 30 seconds, so I'll just play the bed.
Okay. Okay.
Dr. Moore, you can move over a little bit.
And we can go outside and still around with that.
I'll show you out to the elevator here.
Thank you so much.
We move the chair. Or- Yeah, move the chair. So.
Guys did a great job.
Thank you very much. I was just gonna go out here.
Okay.
Much more, you can take it.
Well, we're back again. Brother Jackson is taking care of some business. Just happy to be with you today. Well, you know, we've got a lot going on in the city of Indianapolis, and I'm just concerned about the consciousness and the level of our comprehension in our city right now. And I'm hoping that people will understand how serious our climate of living is here in Indianapolis now. And I'm hoping that in the future that we can continue to have some dialogue in various platforms to make sure people are very, very much aware of the conditions in which we are living in right now. But it's good to know that there's some who are connecting, some who are in the process of hearing and trying to connect. But I think in many cases, what we really need to understand is that we are in I guess you would say, a political crisis in our city and in our state, really, based on some of the things that are going down at the State House with some of the bills that are taking place as it relates to education, Medicaid, Medicare, and so many other things that are taking place. It's frightening, especially to our senior members in our communities, and it's just our population, our aging population is very, very frightening. But we pray that God will bless and God will help us to do what we need to do to encourage them and to stay strong. But Jackson was talking about the climate of some of the bills that are out there in the atmosphere that is going on at the State House that are approaching negotiations, approaching for readings and things of that nature. But overall, we're hoping that our Hoosier state can come out for the best.
Which one of them concerns you most? As like you said, there's quite a few out there.
Oh my God!
Property tax bills out
Yeah.
there, of course. That's going to be interesting. I hope that there can be some tax cuts there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's at least a couple of them that concerns you most.
Oh my God, I think the education piece concerns me most, and the Medicaid, Medicare piece concerns me most. I mean, in a state that has millions of people in it, $500,000 cap for healthcare, I don't think it's going to get it, But that's what we're contending with, and it's a human thing with me.
Well, that could be problematic with the cost of health.
Oh, most definitely. It could definitely be problematic. But I was in a session yesterday with the ministerium, and they broke it down to where could be costly, but it is not as costly as some people try to make it seem like it is costly. But I'm learning after, especially the last couple of years when I've been mostly interested in some of the things that are going on, the manipulation of this stuff as it relates to trying to get things that the oligarch wants to get through. They use some mad manipulation to do a lot of things to get what they want done, to create the atmosphere of still flowing money into the surplus. So I think it's something that people ought to always be concerned with.
And do you think some of the insurance companies are in on this too? With our church insurance, we had a trash truck come in and pull down some power lines.
And your premium went.
Well, no, I mean, our flag poles, they pulled those down. And I think one of the cable utilities was line was too low.
Uh-huh.
And so, we can contact our insurance company. They said, well, we're discouraging people from, and this is commercial insurance, we're discouraging people from filing claims because if you file a claim when it's time for renewal, you may not get it renewed or you could be canceled. Like, I thought the whole idea.
They didn't tell you to stop the premium though, did they?
No, they still think that it is expensive. And I'm like, wow, I mean, I thought the whole idea of insurance is when you have a loss,
Yeah.
you're covered. And so we didn't file a claim for the replacement of the flagpoles. We can go after
Yeah.
the cable company and try to get it that way,
Yeah.
but not risking getting our church insurance canceled because that creates a whole lot of other problems.
Yeah. Well, we're in a generation now, or a process of an environment where regulations about certain things are being lifted to where there might have been a regulation that might have helped undergird that particular situation. But since regulations are being lifted in the business arena, you never know if that was what caused that. That's the first time I've heard somebody just taking your money and discouraging you to file it.
Yeah, I had to call him back a few weeks later because one of my people on staff, my administrator, told me that's what he said. So I can't even believe that.
Yeah.
So when I called, he kind of gave me the rundown on that.
And you believe
they're
it.
discouraging people from filing claims, which kind of puts you at a thing there where you're like, wow, we don't want to lose the entire policy, and maybe we'll go to a different insurance company and see if we can get some better insurance. But I guess the insurance companies are having some trouble. The guy that went out and shot and killed the health insurance guy in New York, I think it was there a few weeks ago. So a lot's going on. You talked about the oligarchy, and in every city,
there is
state, every government, you have those folks who are the rich, and they get together. As a very wealthy businessman locally told me, he said, they all get together and they have a conversation. They pretty much decide what they want to see happen, and they push for that to try to make sure it can happen. I think that's the reason why it's important for ministerial groups, Black civic agencies, particularly, to make sure that we're out and making sure that we're doing what we can for the people.
Yeah, I think this is what we were doing on Thursday of this past week.
Very good turnout.
Yeah, capacity crowd. And what we were doing was just trying to, people came from as far as Elkhart, South Bend, Jeffersonville, Terre Haute, Gary. So it's a statewide thing to just come together to communicate to help the Hoosier state in which we pastor and lead in. And they walked away with the idea, about 10 to 12 churches walked away with the idea of working with the national effort to boycott Target because of the DEI issues that Target has. And gave credence to, there's a fast that's going to take place on the 5th of March until the 17th of April to send messages to businesses that we will not tolerate the mistreatment of ethnicity as it relates to businesses and what's going on in those particular areas. But that's going to be a Lent fast, started Boycott Target from March 5th to the 17th. You can get the information, it's all over the internet right now. It's started in Georgia, now it's moving throughout the country. People are trying to participate in those particular areas to help bring awareness to the ills that are taking place in the system as it relates to ethnic groups and things of that nature.
I have to ask this question. How does this impact Black people from the top to the bottom with the Target corporation who have jobs? Is this going to have a deleterious effect on them?
Same question that was asked. Target is not a mom and pop situation. It's a multi-million-billion-dollar business possibly. And I think what happens in that particular situation, it will just bring awareness to the ownership of that particular company. But not only that, I think what is happening in that particular situation is I don't think employees are infected are affected as some people would think, because this is a company that has always had a hiring issue, keeping warehouses full and things of that nature. So in many cases, what I'm hearing when this began, they have an increase of overtime going on because of some things that are taking place because of the boycott. Walmart is down 3% now since the first of the year, since some things that they've done. But I think it is people rising up and basically saying that those things that have helped people in years past were good things, and we want to keep those things moving. We want to be able to have qualified people in qualified places, trained people in trained places. And the DEI, in my estimation, has been very, very, very active in helping people of ethnic groups get jobs. And not only that, but it has done a lot in other areas. And the person that benefits from DEI is the Caucasian woman. And so it is what it is. And Afro-Americans are not at the top of the list of the DEI, but it's something that needs to stay in place. If it was in that particular companies or those companies, it needs to stay in place.
317-972-3008. 317-972-3008. If you wanted to ask a question about this, we're talking about, kind of talking about a couple of things,
Yeah.
bills that are happening in the state of Indiana as they are in session. And we're praying for all of our state legislators on both sides of the aisle as they do the business of the people. I think this goes out to somewhere around in April or something like that.
Yeah, you're going to have to, I think any bill that is controversial that's going to really affect communities, all Hoosier communities, I don't think we can rest until they're signed and we know what they're going to do. And so, because one bill can come in one way and it could end up dead, but the language can end up in another bill. And so those are the kind of things that are transpiring at the State House as I speak. So I think in many cases when we look at this, this is going to be a pivotal year for the condition of a state and where it's going to be going. And we have to speak out. and speak out in major numbers. We're looking for 40,000 Hoosiers to participate in the boycott in 40 days. So that will help, and that's where it's going to start. It's not going to end there. This is a plan that's going to keep moving. There's going to be another business selected nationwide that we'll probably participate in, and then after that one, there's going to be another business that'll be. So I think the ripple effect of sending the information that the communities and states are not in line with some of the things that are going on, it has to take place because
So, go ahead.
because I think when we see what is being taken away that has been given to this country through the court systems, we have to fight for that to remain.
Do you know if, of course, at the beginning of the year when President Trump ended the DEI, and of course, in the state of Indiana,
Yeah.
DEI was ended. Did anybody do any kind of study on Target, Walmart to see what their numbers were? Of course, all these folks were doing DEI. Were there any kind of
Yeah.
result? Did anybody look at where they currently are, the current reality of Target, the current reality of Walmart, these different businesses, the makeup of their boards, the makeup of their management team, the makeup of their labor force to see where their numbers are.
Yeah, great point, and I think that's why Target was selected, for all of those various reasons that you mentioned, and any business that is going to be selected is going to be scrutinized in that manner, and that's how the Target issue arose. Is they do have issues with the board, they do have issues in other areas, and I will say wholeheartedly, I thought the due diligence was done in selecting Target.
So the new metric.
And I have people that work in my congregation that work at Target, but they won't starve because I'm their pastor. You know what I mean? And because I love them, and but it just so happens that this is just something that had to transpire to make it happen.
So now the focus is on what's called MEI,
Yeah.
Merit, Excellence, and Innovation.
Let me tell you how MEI worked in the factory. MEI worked in the factory like this. I'm just going to be honest with you. I worked in the factory. I had no college. And I came in, learned how to run machines and learned how to be a computer operator, etc. I had a high school or GED. I was working with my counterparts who only had 5th and 6th, 7th, and 8th grade educations. They were put there based on who they knew, and because they were there,
they were white or black.
They were white. But most black people in the GM system at one time had to have so much as it relates to qualifications to do certain things. But there's that undercurrent to where I can have Uncle Joe gonna get me in, and a lot of them didn't have high school educations. But when we started talking about what was going on in that particular situation, that was able to shift because it became problematic. People began to find those things out. But when we look at this and we try to really understand it, this is why these things need to take place. I mean, the MI, a lot of us, the merit program, that is who you know, how well they like you, not whether you can do the job or not. It's how people rate you. It is not a qualification type of situation, in my estimation.
317-972-3008, 317-972-3008 is the number to call if you have a question about some of the things we're talking about. And a lot is going on. Of course, Dr. Moore, you said there's going to be a fast, a boycott, March 5th, 2025 through April 17th. Whether this is going to affect Target, and what are they saying? What are you hearing from Target? Is there any moves being made? Is this something where if Target says to the folks who are the tip of the spear on this, you don't have to boycott, this is what we're willing to do? Is there a path forward for that?
I'm
Do you
waiting to
know?
hear, I'm waiting to hear that. I'm waiting to hear that so we can disseminate that among the community. And hopefully they will have a change of heart. And understand that it's important. I think when we look at this, you got to understand Indiana, even before Trump, President Trump did what he did, we announced the dismantling of that before he did his, a day or two before he did his. So on a nationwide level, but I think in many cases when we understand it and we look at it, I mean, these are the kind of things that are going to affect our children and our grandchildren. I mean, I would love for my grandsons and granddaughters to stay in Indiana and work jobs and not be judged by the content of their skin. I would love to see that take place. But our history has always dictated that we, in the state of Indiana, we have never addressed the real sickness in our state. We've never have looked at the cancer and given it the right therapy. It's always been a Band-Aid on it. And when you can take it off, you can put it back home, so it's a difference between a Band-Aid and stitching something. Because when you stitch something, you're merging it together again. And we don't believe in that in the state of Indiana. We believe solely when it comes to the masses in Band-Aid politics.
And during the meeting, Attorney Nathaniel Lee gave his presentation, and he just talked about some things that leaders need to be looking at.
Right.
Procurements,
Yeah.
vendor contracts, all these different kind of things. Do you think in our closing moments here, there's a way for the fragments of DEI and the implementation of MEI to move forward together?
That very unseen. It's very unseen because DEI, and affirmative action were very successful in so many instances, and a lot of people have not experienced the merit piece as they're trying to project it to be. It's going to be interesting to see how companies will manipulate that, or will they be honest with the process of instituting it the right way?
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Moore, as always, for taking out time to be with us
Sure.
on today. And thank you all for listening. Shay, as always, thank you.
Thank
for
you,
flying
Miss Shay.
safely through the program today. Certainly, we are grateful for all that have been said and done. Our callers, from all of us here at Praise AM 1310 95.1, it is Inspiration Station. We like you, we love you, and you make us smile. Have a great weekend.
Go ladies in red and white tonight. Beat Lawrence North. Yes. You think about it?
Sure.
I know what you think about it. I know it's man. What do you think about it?
It could work. I mean,
I'm not
I'm
doubting
gonna
it.
try it. I mean, I got a hamstring thing going on.
You gonna put it on
I
there?
don't know. I don't know. I do herbals.
Uh-huh.
I do herbs, man. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that now.
But hey, y'all.
Ain't nothing wrong with trying. Hey, don't miss me on that one, bro.
Education, health, and social